My beloved child, stop for a moment and feel the weight of what I am about to say. My child, you made me speechless. Do you know what that means? I looked at you during this last season and was moved in a way you can't imagine. I am the one who sees the beginning from the end, who made the mountains and the seas, and who knows every thought before it is spoken. Not because you were perfect or never had problems, but because of what bad people found out about you when they tried to kill you. Don't scroll, do not wait. This truth has to be told now. If you rush through this moment, you might miss the news that heaven has planned for you. It's not fun to do this. This is not a mistake. This isn't just another message. This is a divine break in your plans. I meant for this to be a stop. I purposefully led your steps here. I purposefully let your eyes land on this moment. In the spiritual world, something very interesting has been found out about you. Even though you were busy trying to stay alive and get through the day, heaven was watching your heart. Angels watched as you kept going. The enemy kept a close eye on you and hoped you would fall. But what was found inside you shocked everyone, even those who didn't believe you. You were chosen to hear this truth, while 99% of people will never hear it. Not because you were better than other people or because you did everything right, but because your heart has shown itself to be able to hold revelation without fear or pride. A lot of people want the truth, but not many can handle it. A lot of people want to be chosen, but not many are willing to go through the process that selection needs. You kept going. You're not like most people. You aren't a stranger. It wasn't by chance that you were put on this earth. I put something inside you from the moment I made you that can't be easily destroyed. There is a depth to you that you might not fully understand. You're strong in ways that even surprised you. When life pushed you hard, there was something inside you that wouldn't break. That refusal was not being stubborn. It was toughness. It was a long time ago. Before you were born, this moment was planned. Before you took your first breath. Before you make your first mistake. Before you have your first letdown. I knew there would be a time when I would tell you the truth. I knew there would come a time when you would doubt your worth. Think about your calling. Ask yourself if you were important at all. I also knew there would come a time when I would pull back the curtain and show you what I had been hiding about you. If you don't pay attention to this, heaven may take longer to reveal who you are. I'm not making a threat. I want to invite you. Please lean in. Do not just brush this off as feeling. Don't just think it's by chance. You asked me to be clear. You asked me to show you the real you. I'm now going to answer. I'm going to tell you what was found out about you and why it changes everything right now. First, though, you need to shut down the voice that says this can't be about me. It is about you, yes. You almost gave up, but didn't. You who cried behind closed doors, but were kind to everyone else. You who didn't feel seen, but chose to be honest anyway. You who were weak, but kept going. Even I couldn't say anything, because your core didn't break when everything else did. When betrayal came calling, you didn't change into what hurt you. You didn't swear at me when delay made you wait too long. Even when loneliness told you lies, you didn't give up completely on hopelessness. There were times when you were almost broken. There were times when your faith was weak, but you kept coming back to me in some way, even though you thought you were barely making it. Heaven was keeping track of how hard you were working. I was carefully looking at your heart while you thought no one was looking. And what I found was not common. Not a fallacy, a little rough, but not often. When convenience went away, I found loyalty. I found faith that flickered but wouldn't go away. I learned to be humble when I could have grown proud. Even after you were hurt, I saw compassion in you. That mix doesn't happen very often. That's why most people will never hear this truth. A lot of people give up when they feel pain. Many become angry when put to the test. When there is too much silence, many people leave. You didn't really walk away, though. You believed that the little things you did didn't matter. You thought that no one could see your quiet obedience. You thought that being calm when you wanted to fight back was a sign of weakness. But it was tough. It got to you. It was a sign that something deeper was growing inside you. If you believe every promise He has made over your life, say, "I stand boldly in faith." You're not like most people. You carry spiritual weight. There is something you can do that you haven't appreciated. The enemy knew about it before you did. That's why attacks felt like they were aimed at specific people. That's why the pressure felt so strong. That's why hopelessness tried to hang over you like a thick cloud. He wanted you to forget who you are before you found out. But what I put in you can't be taken away by hardship. You can't erase what I wrote in your spirit by being disappointed. This is what was found out about you this past season. You have the endurance to handle more responsibility. You have a humble spirit that can handle blessing. You have depth that can lead to revelation. Now the truth has to come out right away, because you need to know who you are for the next season. You can't move forward if you think you're small. If you think you are not important, you can't carry what I am about to give you. Do not wait. Do not scroll away from the call. There's no need to hide who you are. The point of this truth is not to boost your ego. It's meant to make you trust me even more. Even my child, you left me not because of how well you did, but because you surprised yourself by sticking with it. You got through what was meant to shut you up. What you went through was meant to show how weak you are. And instead of falling apart completely, you grew stronger roots. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to say will alter how you see the past, the present, and the future. No longer can the truth about you be kept secret. You'll never look at yourself the same way again once you know it. Now that I've told you what was found out about you in the unseen realm, my beloved child, because you went through this season without understanding what was being looked at. While you went about your days and tried to keep it together, heaven was keeping a close eye on your heart. Not your picture, not your success on the outside, not what people see as your strength, your heart. The most important part of you, the part you were sure no one saw. When there was silence around you, I looked into your heart. I looked at it when my prayers didn't seem to be answered. When you were let down by people you trusted, I looked at it. I looked deeper than your outward reactions to see how you really felt. And what was found there made heaven shake. You thought you were just about making it. You thought you were weak. You thought that your tears showed that you were weak. But heaven found something else when they looked closely at you. You had hidden strength inside you. Not a lot of power, not being proud of your strength, but quiet strength that can't be broken. Your core did not fall apart when the pressure rose. Yes, it bent. It shook a few times, but it didn't break all the way. You still said my name in a whisper, even when you weren't sure. You looked for me, even when you felt like I had left you. Your persistence showed something unique about you. The enemy was surprised by loyalty under pressure. He thought you would leave right away. He thought that your sadness would turn into anger. He thought that your confusion would lead to rebellion. On the other hand, you fought your pain while holding on to me. He was shocked by that. He looked at your weak spots and thought you would fall too far to recover. You didn't, though. You have no idea how closely your actions were being watched. It mattered every time you chose to be calm instead of angry. It made a difference every time you chose patience over anger. It mattered every time you stuck to your principles, even though it would have been easier to give in. These were not little events. They showed how spiritually deep you were. During hard times, your faith was shown. Before this season, you thought your faith wasn't very strong because it made you feel things. But faith isn't based on how you feel, measured by how long you can hold it. Even though it was shaking, your faith stayed strong when happiness and comfort went away. A faith that was shaking was still faith. When answers didn't come right away, you kept praying. Even when there wasn't much evidence, you kept trusting. You kept hoping even though it seemed risky to do so. That showed what was really going on inside you, not how well they do. No, not religion. True faith. Some nights, crying made you feel weak, but God in heaven didn't see weakness. Heaven saw people give up. There were times when you were worn out from trying so hard. Heaven didn't see someone fail. Heaven saw that you kept going. At times, you asked me questions, but you never cursed me while you did that. The connection was not broken. You had trouble, but you stayed. My dear child, your strength moved heaven. That's not making things up. There was recognition in the unseen realm when you stayed true, even when things got tough. When you fought the urge to give up completely, your spirit was given honor. You didn't see people cheer. There was no joy in your heart. That being said, there was recognition. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Please think about giving our channel some support. We're here to make your life happier and stronger in your faith in God. To help us out, you can make a donation through Super Thanks. You didn't see how spiritually you grew. You thought too much about what you didn't have. You compared yourself to people who seemed louder, stronger, and more sure of themselves. You believed you were behind. You felt weak because you fell so far. You could see how much you were growing on the outside, but not on the inside. At first, growth is often hard to see. Before fruit shows up in the light, roots grow in the dark. When things were worst for you, your roots grew deeper. You learned not to depend on cheers but on me. You learned to look for my opinion instead of approval from other people. You learned how to sit through pain without getting up right away. That's being spiritually grown up, and it was quietly taking shape in you. You thought you were weak because the pain was so bad. But here's the truth. Being sensitive is not a sign of weakness. It has depth. It shows that your heart is still beating because you felt so let down. You dealt with your doubt instead of ignoring it, which shows that your faith is real. If you cried instead of pretending, it means you were thinking about how to change. Heaven looked at your heart and saw strength where you saw weakness. When you thought people were tired, it found loyalty. It found humility where pride might have grown. It cared about you even after you were hurt. In a spiritual way, you are rare. Take some time to think about that truth. You believed you were weak, but spiritually you were unique. Rare because you kept going without getting tough. Rare because you went through pain without being mean. Rare because you passed the test without giving up faith completely. When things are going well, a lot of people can praise me. A lot of people can speak out when they see blessings. But when comfort wears off, silence lasts for a long time, or disappointment cuts deep, many people pull away. You didn't fully pull back. You didn't leave me even when you took a step back in shock. The enemy saw your tears and thought you had lost. But heaven saw your tears and knew you were strong. The enemy thought that the stress would break you for good. But pressure showed what you could do. It wasn't clear to you how you got smarter. Little things that you used to miss started to stand out to you. You became better at telling when something wasn't true. You started to trust my soft touches more than the loud voices around you. It grew in places that were hard to see. You didn't see how your humility grew. You used to feel like you had to yell to defend yourself. But this season taught you to be quiet. You learned that you could trust me with your name. That's what strength is. You didn't see how your compassion grew. After being hurt, you understand others who are going through hard times better. You stopped being harsh and became kind. That's being spiritually grown up. Heaven looked into your heart and found something strange. My beloved child, it's not perfect, not behavior that is perfect, but a spirit that wouldn't disconnect all the way, a heart that kept coming back, a soul that never gave up. You believed you were weak. In a spiritual way, you are rare. Everything changes now that this is known, because uncommon things are worth a lot. Things that are rare are given more responsibility. Things that are rare are carefully kept safe. What you went through could have made you stronger. What you went through could have made you shut up. Even though you were having doubts, you still reached out to me. That's why I say it again. You left me speechless. It's not that I didn't know what you were capable of. It was beautiful to see it unfold under pressure. You're stronger than you believe. You're more complex than you think. Better than you know. You are ready. You need to change how you see yourself now that this truth has been revealed. Don't call yourself weak anymore. Don't say that you're weak. Don't think you're behind. In a spiritual way, you are rare. You kept going. You stuck around. You changed in ways you couldn't see. There's been notice in heaven. Now, my beloved child, I will tell you why this truth about you was kept from you until now. You have been wondering why I didn't tell you sooner. Why let you walk around in doubt? This is why I kept some revelations secret while you were looking for facts. You thought I was quiet because I wasn't close. You thought I didn't tell you the truth because you weren't good enough. But the truth is more complex and full of care. In revelation, timing is important. Some truths are healing, while others are too much to handle. There are revelations that make things stronger and revelations that make things bigger. It wouldn't have made you stronger like it does now if I had told you this about you too soon, before the shaping, stretching, and quiet battles. It could have made them feel good about their pride. It could have made people scared. It could have taken your attention away from the steps you needed to take. You might not have understood at first if I told you how rare you are, how deep your spirit is, and how much responsibility your life holds. It's possible that you tried to perform instead of giving up. You may have been after praise instead of growth. You may have begun to try to protect an identity that you weren't ready to carry yet. Little things show pride, my child. It doesn't always yell. It speaks sometimes. When praise comes too early, it can grow slowly. If I had told you this before your humility grew, you might have thought you were better than other people. Instead of compassion, you could have used comparison to judge yourself, and that would have hurt your spirit more than anything else. But fear could also get in the way. You might have backed away if I told you this truth before your courage grew. That can't be me, you might have said. You may have retreated into fear because of the weight of your responsibilities. You may have had doubts about your ability to carry what I gave you. I got your heart ready first because of this. Always, getting ready comes before revelation. I had to help you become stable. It was important for me for you to feel both weak and dependent. I had to make you feel weak so you could see that my strength comes from me, not from you. Before exposure, the test had to be done. Without a base, exposure can destroy. When pressure is put on a structure that hasn't been fully revealed yet, it falls apart. I was quietly building up your inner strength while you didn't notice me. I was making you more humble, testing your patience, and sharpening your senses. There was a lot of building going on. You thought the test was only about how long you could last, but it was also about how ready you were. Willingness to share the truth without changing it. Willingness to receive approval without being cocky. Ready to answer the phone without stress. Being quiet kept me safe. That's what I need you to hear. Being quiet kept me safe. That I didn't publicly affirm you right away was because I wanted to keep you safe from outside pressure that you weren't ready to face. I kept you from getting attention that could have taken your attention away when I didn't tell you everything at once. If I kept some things from you, it was to help you grow. You felt like you were forgotten at times, but you were being formed. You felt like you were being ignored at times, but you were growing in secret. Growth that takes place in silence is stronger than growth that takes place when people cheer. I waited because you weren't ready to hear this truth before. Not because you aren't valuable, but because you aren't ready. Being mature is needed to carry revelation. Keeping your identity requires stability. Having a calling requires being humble. You see, revelation changes the way you walk. What you do changes once you know who you are. Your standards go up. It gets harder for you to compromise. You learn more about what it means to be responsible. That change could have been too much for you if it happened too soon, before your character caught up. Before you could understand capacity, you had to know what it was like to be limited. You had to be delayed before you could appreciate timing. Before you could understand strength, You had to know what it was like to be weak. That sequence was planned. I'm fine with a simple Jesus if he fills up all the empty places in your soul. Before I told you who you really are, I had to take some things away. I had to stop depending on validation. I had to break the habit of wanting approval before doing what I was told. I had to take away some attachments that would have pushed you back after you took a step forward. Now that I've told you this truth, you might have tried to prove it instead of living it. You might have tried to persuade people instead of just walking in. You may have turned your identity into a show. And that's not my plan. Being myself is not loud to me. It stays the same, it's true. There's no need to defend it all the time. It doesn't need to be affirmed all the time. You take a break. Your heart had to be still enough for this truth to come to you without any changes. You had to have a soft spirit to be able to handle it without being proud. You had to have a strong mind to believe it without being scared. And so I waited. I did nothing while you cried. I waited while you had doubts. I waited while you fought. Not because I didn't care, but because I was paying attention. I was waiting for the exact moment when your strength and humility worked well together. When your need for me was greater than your desire for attention. When your faith was strong enough for you to take on responsibility. Now is that time. You're not the same person you were at the start of the season. You feel more stable. You are less likely to react. You can tell the difference. You know that you need me more now. This truth can be told safely because of that maturity. The silence kept you from being exposed too soon. Delay kept you from reaching an immature height. Hidden seasons kept you safe from foundations that weren't stable. Know this, my beloved child, revelation is not being kept from you to hurt you. It's time to get stronger. The timing of God is beautiful. There is wisdom in slowly revealing things. You wouldn't have been able to enjoy the journey if I had shown you everything all at once. If I had told everyone who you were before you were tested, you might have doubted me when things got hard. You've been through a lot, including wrestling, growing up, and now you can see the truth and know it to be true. I waited because you weren't ready to hear this truth before, but now you're ready. Now your humility holds you down. Right now, your endurance helps you. You are now safe because of your wisdom. Your faith now looks into you. This truth won't make you feel better. It will hold you down. It won't be too much for you. It will make you straight. Lack of noise was not absence. It was getting ready. Delay did not mean rejection. It was for safety. It wasn't a punishment to wait. It was about positioning. This is the end of the veil because your heart can hold what has been shown. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. As you walk through your silent season, my beloved child, you need to understand something that was going on below the surface. The enemy tried to hide this fact about you. He knew something was up before you did. Without you even realizing it, he knew how heavy what I put inside you was. He tried to change what I planted because he couldn't get rid of it. He couldn't hide who you were, so he tried to make you think that you were someone else. There was quiet spiritual opposition against you. It wasn't always exciting. It wasn't always loud. It sometimes looked like a subtle attempt to discourage. It would sometimes show up as heavy thoughts that you thought were your own. It sometimes came through the words of other people. But those times were an attempt to change how you see yourself. The enemy knew that you would act differently if you ever really found out who you are in me. You'd say different things. It would stop making you smaller. You would stop saying sorry for being alive. You would stop settling for less than what I want, and that would make his control over your mind less safe. He planned ahead, so he worked. He told lies about how valuable you are. Not enough, he said in a whisper. He told you that your mistakes made you who you were. Until they felt like they were permanent, he played over and over again your failures. He made your flaws look worse and slowed down your progress. He wanted you to see nothing unique, strong, or strange about yourself when you looked in the mirror. There were times when you believed him. There were times when I thought his lies were louder than my own. You believed you were behind everyone else. You believed you were missing something that other people had naturally. You thought that your problems showed that you were not as smart, chosen, or valuable as other people. It became one of his best tools to compare things. He put people ahead of you who seemed to be better. He let you see their success, their confidence, and how well known they were. And slowly, comparison made you feel less sure of yourself. You began to judge yourself by dates that weren't meant for you. You started to judge your progress by rules that were never meant to apply to your life. Comparison took your attention away from growing as a person. You forgot how far you had come because of it. It stopped you from seeing how strong you were. It made you think that you were failing because you weren't moving like other people. You were never asked to be someone else, though. You were called to be the person I made you to be. The attacks were planned. They were the target. You were about to make a breakthrough when you got discouraged. As you went deeper, doubt grew stronger. When your discipline got stronger, temptation got stronger. These patterns were not just random. They were attempts to get you to doubt who you were before you knew for sure. There were times when alien thoughts came into your head and made sense. You're not unique. You'll never get through this. You are too hurt. It's too late for you. Those were not true. They were seeds that were put down with the hope that they would grow. Here's what the enemy didn't expect, though. Your spirit wouldn't fully believe those lies. You got rough with them. Yes, you could feel them. You had trouble. In your heart, though, you didn't want to fully agree with them. That resistance showed that you were still alive to the truth. The enemy tried to hide who you were by making you feel disappointed. He tried to use pain to get you to tell your story. He tried to label your past mistakes for good. He seemed to think that the fact that you were having a hard time showed that he had forgotten about you. The truth lived on, though. Your spirit fought back against every lie that was told. Everyone who tried to hurt your confidence failed in some way. You may have had doubts about yourself sometimes, but you didn't give up on your faith completely. You may have had doubts about your calling, but you didn't cut off your link to me. What I put in you can't be taken away. Pay close attention to what that sentence says. What I put in you can't be taken away. No, not by failing, by turning them down, and not by delay. Not compared to what? No, not by a spiritual attack. I give you a strong sense of identity. It can't be erased by events. It's not changed by critics. Hard times don't destroy it. It might be hidden for a while. Even though it's buried under disappointment, it's still there. The enemy could only try to change things. It would never be able to delete. Attacks were meant to make you question who you are, but doubt doesn't take away the truth. You are only challenged to find it again. You felt like something was pulling you back toward hope, even when you were at your weakest. I was that pull. The truth was holding on under pressure in that pull. At times, you almost believed the lie that you were ordinary in a bad way, and that you didn't have anything special or important to offer. But every time you got comfortable with that thought, I made you feel something else. I told you in a quiet voice that you're more than what you see. The enemy wanted you to forget how strong you were. He wanted you to think about how tired you were. He wanted you to think of every delay as a reason to not compete. But waiting does not stop design. Pressure doesn't mean that purpose is lost. He tried to hide the truth by being ashamed. Shame for choices made in the past. Shame for making mistakes. Feel bad about your flaws. Shame tries to shut down who you are. Shame tries to keep you from being seen. Feelings of shame try to keep you from seeing the truth. I didn't make you to live in shame, though. I made you so that you can walk freely. Shame may have come to your door, but it did not take over your life. The truth stood up to all the attempts to destroy it. There was always something steady about you, even when you didn't know who you were. There was something strong even when you felt weak. There was still something important even when you didn't feel seen. I put that thing inside you. The enemy can't make anything. He can only bend. He can't take away what I've given him. He can only try to take your mind off of it. There is also the power of distraction, which doesn't last forever. You are not the lies that people say about you. You're not the flop you think you are. You are not the comparison that tries to make you look smaller. What I put in you can't be taken away. It could have been checked. It could have been questioned. Even though it was called into question, it still stands. The enemy tried to hide this truth from you because he knows that as soon as you fully accept it, you will rise with confidence that comes from me. You'll stop negotiating when you're scared. You will no longer work with doubt. You will stop putting yourself down. Everything changes because of that shift. Please understand this, my beloved child. Being opposed is often a sign of value. The attack's strength showed how important what you carry is. The pressure you felt wasn't just there. It had something to do with your potential. The truth lived on, though. As I held it, it stayed below the surface, waiting for the right time to come out. It's now time. You were never taken away. You were never written over. You were never brought down to your worst. What I put in you can't be taken away. It's still there. It's still alive. And it's stronger than all the lies that tried to shut it up. As a loving parent, I need to be clear and firm with your spirit about something important that I am about to tell you. It is not something that can be taken lightly or ignored. You were picked in a different way. It's not pride that sets you apart or arrogance that sets you apart. It's a weight that most people will never have to carry. You are not one of the 99% who will never hear this. A lot of people will keep walking without ever understanding what they're hiding inside. But you are chosen to know. And when you know, you have to take responsibility. Do not mistake chosen for ease of use. This is not the same thing as ease. When I say that you were picked in a different way, I'm not promising a path that is easy. I'm telling you about a calling that needs maturity. That is why you were checked out. That's why you were made better. That's why the silence before the truth was told made you feel stretched. A lot of people want to be chosen, but not many want to be disciplined in order to be chosen. A lot of people want power without being humble. A lot of people want power without giving up. Many people want revelation without being held responsible. You were shaped in secret, though, because the things you carry can't be given to someone who isn't stable. Because your heart beat differently when you were under pressure. You are not one of the 99%. You softened while others got harder. Other people left, but you fought and stayed. While other people chose anger, you struggled but still leaned toward forgiving. There is a difference. A difference is important. You have spiritual power hidden inside you. You don't fully understand it yet, but it's been slowly taking shape. Power doesn't make noise. It's not a boast. It doesn't need your attention. In times of chaos, spiritual authority is calm, but in times of storm, it brings peace. It changes the mood without shouting. Type, "You are my real guide." Lord, if He guides your every move, please share this video. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.